Have you ever wondered what's actually inside your favorite baseball snack? Hot dogs, whether you like them or not, have been a part of American society for more than a century. Tube steaks, best known as hot dogs, are popular during backyard barbecues and baseball games, or just on the side of the street. But what exactly is in a hot dog and how are they made? In this video, we walk behind the scenes to learn the truth about how hot dogs are made in factories, from their unusual origins to the current production method. By the end, you'll either be craving the next taste or reconsidering your decision. Hot dogs may be considered an all-American meal, yet they were invented by German sausage producers. German immigrants were allegedly selling hot dogs from pushcarts on New York's Bowery as early as the 1860s. As street food culture expanded, hot dogs became a cheap and popular snack. By the early 20th century, hot dogs had become a tradition at sporting events and outdoor gatherings such as home barbecues. In the beginning, hot dogs were made from a variety of substances, including horse meat and even sawdust, but the food revolution that followed Upton Sinclair's expose in The Jungle resulted in much-needed improvements in food regulation. Today's hot dogs are significantly more uniform in quality, though they still include an unusual combination of meats and byproducts, which is what has made them such an intriguing and often controversial food item. The journey of a hot dog begins with carefully selecting and preparing the components. Typically, meats utilized in hot dog manufacture include beef, pork, chicken, and turkey. Instead of prime cuts, companies use trimmings, which are little leftover bits of meat from more valued cuts such as steaks and roasts. These trimmings are high in protein but typically too tiny or fatty to sell on their own. To prevent waste, these fragments are collected and used as the major components of the hot dog mixture. Once collected, the meat trimmings are sent through an industrial grinder, similar to how ground beef is made. The grinding procedure guarantees that the meat is broken down into smaller, more manageable bits. This first run through the grinder results in a coarsely ground mixture that will subsequently be polished into a silky paste. The meat is then moved to enormous mixing vats where fat is added. Fat is an important component of the hot dog because it gives taste, helps bond the components, and contributes to the smooth texture. The fat content varies depending on the brand, but it often accounts for a major amount of the final product. Water is also added to help the contents spread uniformly and give the finished dish a luscious bite. Some recipes may use ice instead of water to keep the mixture cold throughout preparation, preventing premature cooking or protein breakdown. Keeping the mixture at the proper temperature ensures that the meat, fat, and water merge together seamlessly. At this point, corn syrup or other sweeteners are added to balance the salty qualities and give the hot dog a subtle sweetness. Seasonings such as garlic, paprika, mustard, and pepper are also used to give the hot dog its characteristic flavor. The spice blend varies depending on the location or brand, and some formulations are tightly held secrets. Once all the ingredients have been added, the mixture undergoes a second, more intense grinding process. High-speed industrial mixers with blades and paddles turn the ingredients into a fine, consistent paste known as a meat emulsion. This emulsion guarantees that the hot dog's texture is constant, with no obvious pieces. The smoothness of the emulsion is an important feature of a high-quality hot dog, making it easier to bite into and chew. As the combination is continually treated, vacuum pumps are often used to eliminate any air pockets that may influence the final product's texture. Air in the mixture can cause irregularities during cooking, such as bubbles or uneven heat distribution. Removing the air ensures that the hot dog cooks evenly, preserves its shape, and has the desired snap when you bite into it. This thorough blending and emulsification procedure is essential for producing the smooth, homogeneous texture that hot dogs are known for. Once the emulsion is complete, it is moved on to the next step: casing and stuffing. Casing and filling are the next crucial steps in the hot dog production process. In this stage, the meat emulsion, which has been meticulously mixed to obtain the desired consistency, is transported to sausage stuffing machines. These devices are particularly intended to give the hot dog its characteristic shape. Traditionally, natural casings produced from animal intestines were used for sausages and hot dogs. However, in current manufacturing, cellulose casings made from plant fibers are more typically used. These casings are not edible and are removed before the hot dogs are packed, resulting in a smooth, uniform surface. The meat mixture is poured through the filling machine and into long tubes of cellulose casings. The machine twists the shell at exact intervals of 5¼ inches, which is the typical length for a hot dog. Twisting not only segments the hot dogs, but also forms a connected chain, making large numbers easier to manage throughout the cooking process. The speed and effectiveness of current filling machines are incredible. Some machines can process hundreds of hot dogs in a matter of seconds, resulting in lengthy chains of hot dogs that can cover the length of a soccer field in less than 1 minute. Once packed and joined, the long chains of hot dogs are carefully carried to racks for the next stage of cooking. Some companies employ collagen casings, a digestible substance obtained from cow or pork, notably for hot dogs branded as natural casing goods. These natural casings give the hot dog a unique snap when bitten into, which is greatly valued by many hot dog fans. After filling, these hot dogs will be packaged and sold with their casings intact. Cooking is likely the most important phase in hot dog manufacture since it not only assures product safety, but also determines the texture and flavor of the hot dogs. Modern manufacturers use 2 basic techniques to prepare hot dogs: boiling and smoking. Boiling is the most popular process, especially for large manufacturing. The chains of filled hot dogs are immersed in enormous vats of boiling water, heated to roughly 180 degrees, 82 degrees C. The hot dogs are slowly cooked until they reach an internal temperature of 160 degrees, 71 degrees C, which is required to destroy any potentially hazardous germs in the meat. The boiling procedure is efficient, allowing large quantities of hot dogs to be prepared at once. One significant advantage of boiling is that it retains the moisture and juiciness of the hot dog. Because the hot dogs are cooked in water, they maintain a large portion of their original fat content, providing a rich taste. Boiling also helps to keep the smooth, uniform texture established during the emulsification process. After boiling, the hot dogs are promptly moved to a cold water bath to end the cooking process and keep them from shrinking or turning rubbery. This quick chilling procedure is critical for preserving the form and texture of the hot dogs. Smoking, on the other hand, adds an additional layer of flavor to the hot dogs. The smoking procedure exposes the hot dogs to low-temperature wood smoke for a lengthy period of time. The smoke not only cooks the hot dogs, but also adds a unique, savory flavor that many people associate with high-quality hot dogs. Manufacturers frequently employ several types of wood chips, such as hickory or maple, to produce distinct flavor characteristics. In rare situations, hot dogs may be sprayed with a liquid smoke solution prior to being placed in smokehouses. Liquid smoke is a concentrated flavoring created by condensing the vapor from burning wood, and it aids in uniformly coating hot dogs with a smoky scent and flavor. The smoking process takes longer than boiling, but it produces a hot dog with a harder texture and a deeper, more nuanced taste. Because of the smoking and casing, these smoked hot dogs are frequently deeper in color and have a more noticeable snap when bitten into. When the hot dogs are thoroughly cooked, whether boiled or smoked, they are rapidly chilled to avoid overcooking. The hot dogs are often cooled by soaking them in ice water or running them through chilled air chambers. This technique not only stops the cooking but also helps to set the shell, ensuring that the hot dog retains its plump, solid look while being packaged and stored. The cooking step is critical in ensuring the hot dogs are safe to consume, with factory temperatures and cooking durations carefully controlled to eradicate hazardous bacteria and maintain product uniformity. After the hot dogs have finished cooking and cooling, they are ready to be peeled, packaged, and delivered to your local retailer. After the hot dogs have been prepared and inspected, they are ready for packing. Most hot dogs are vacuum sealed in plastic to keep them fresh and safe from infection. This airtight seal helps to maintain the product's flavor and texture, allowing it to be kept on shop shelves for longer durations. Some brands also utilize cans as packaging. Each product is clearly labeled with crucial information such as ingredients, nutritional values, and expiration dates. This keeps consumers aware about what they're buying and promotes openness in the food sector. Following packing, the hot dogs are placed into temperature-controlled trucks and delivered to supermarkets, stadiums, and other destinations. To avoid spoiling, keep the hot dogs cool when transporting them. When they reach at their destination, they are kept in cool conditions until they are ready to be sold or cooked. While modern hot dogs are far safer than their early 20th century ancestors, there are still health risks linked with eating them. Sodium nitrite, one of the primary chemicals in hot dogs, has been related to some malignancies when taken in significant numbers. This molecule helps to keep the color of the meat, but can generate hazardous chemicals when exposed to high temperatures. Furthermore, hot dogs are heavy in fat and salt. Consuming a lot of processed meat might raise your risk of heart disease, high blood pressure, and other health issues. While the occasional hot dog is unlikely to cause major harm, it is vital to consume them in moderation. Some additions, such as sodium phosphate, are used to preserve moisture and increase texture, but they can potentially cause stomach problems. Furthermore, excessive intake of processed meats has been linked to a higher risk of cancer and other long-term health difficulties. So there you have it, the whole journey of a hot dog, from beef trimmings to your plate at a baseball. While hot dogs have come a long way since the days of sawdust and suspicious substances, they still include animal byproducts, fat, spices, and preservatives. Now that you understand how a hot dog is made, you may decide whether to take another bite or try something else. In any case, you'll appreciate the elaborate procedure required to create one of America's most famous delicacies.